Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Habits coming at you with more awesome 40k content. Very excited for this one. I managed to get my hands on a copy of Kill Team Salvation, which is an amazing box set Games Workshop just released. Obviously it's amazing for two reasons, and both of the reasons are very exciting to me. Obviously I get my more Space Marine Scouts, and I love the fact that we finally have our new updated Space Marine Scouts. I had the joy of painting a bunch of them for my Black Templars Crusader squads. And now I get another 10-man squad to add into my Flesh Tearers army. And I think Flesh Tearers currently are going to have quite a lot of scouts, as they are quite a devastated chapter currently. So I'm excited to get them painted up for you guys. And the first video I'm going to do is going to be on striking scorpions, because we've been waiting for these for decades now. And I'm going to add them into my Aeldari army. So very excited for that. So I'm going to show you guys how I painted a striking scorpion Exarch in today's video. Before I get into it though, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my active patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all your continued support. It does mean the world to me. If you're interested in getting involved in that, you get extra benefits like a private Discord server and access to an extra video every single week, which I think is pretty cool. So you get 52 extra videos a year for being a member of the Patreon at any level except free. Free people get nothing. And the last thing I want to say before I get into this painting video is I'm trying to reach the goal of 40,000 subscribers by the end of 2023, and we are edging ever closer every single day. So if you're interested in helping me reach that lofty goal, please hit that subscribe button and get involved. Okay, without further ado guys, let's get into the video. And this is the new striking scorpion. I constructed the Exarch. Obviously there's two different ways of constructing him. He can have obviously the claw on the sword, or he can have a two-handed sword. The two-handed sword sculpt is absolutely beautiful. It might actually be nicer than this one, but obviously I wanted a more open pose to show you guys how to paint it. It makes it a lot easier. So I did my traditional spray black and then give it a nice heavy dusting of grey sear to give me what I think is the best place to begin with most contrast paint jobs. After that, for painting a striking scorpion, I literally couldn't think of anything better than striking scorpion green, one of the newer contrasts out from Games Workshop. And it does exactly what it says on the tin and gives you a beautiful coat of green, which is very suitable for the striking scorpion. Now I will darken this down later on with a black wash and layer it up a little bit. Don't worry if it's a little bit too bright for you guys right now. We will be working it through a couple of different stages, but so far so good. I think one of my favorite things about Aspect Warriors is, although they look really complicated, they're not. They're actually quite simple miniatures to paint. They don't have many colors because they're all different colors. Do you know what I mean? They have like one large accent color, and then it's usually black and gold is the other two colors on them. So yeah, follow through and you will see the difference with this particular guy. So Black Templar was then used on all of the, basically most of the rest of the miniature got a coat of Black Templar. So he's got a lot of belts, a lot of straps. The entire shuriken pistol attached to the back of his claw gets done in black. His like predator braids get done in black. And obviously his giant chainsword. Now there are parts of those braids and stuff that will get a coat of gold, but it's easier just to black them all out first, and then we can go in carefully with some gold afterwards and decide where we want that to be. There's only one extra pouch on him, which is brown. I probably, if I was going back on this thing, probably wouldn't have bothered with the brown pouch. I don't know why he has one random brown leather pouch and the rest of his leathery bits are all black. So I probably would go and just do it with the black, if I'm being brutally honest, but I'll show you in a minute where I did it. Some Flesh Tearers Red was then used for the handle of the chainsword. It's a simple touch, but it just adds just that extra flare of color. Now we're onto that Retributor Armor Gold, and like I said, there's a couple of different parts on the miniature that need to be done in gold. So obviously there is some inlay on the armor that you want to do. Now there is other inlay on the armor, but it's actually supposed to be yellow, not gold. So make sure you don't do any of the like banding inlay. That makes sense. Across the model. So basically his headdress, a big bit across his chest. You want to get things like the ends of the clips for the shuriken pistols are gold for reasons. And then a lot of his big ornate chainsword is going to be gold as well, the hilt and the pommel. And there's obviously inscription all up the blade, stuff like that. So just take your time, fine pointed brush, and get that in there. You can see the little bits with the braid that I did in the gold as well. After that, we grabbed the Gore Grunt of Fur, and that is for the little pouch he has on the side. Like I said, it doesn't really add anything. It's such a bizarre thing, one leather pouch. I think if I'm going to do the rest of this squad, the other 9 members of this kill team, I'm going to just do those bits black. Averland Sunset is the base coat that I'm going to use. I don't use a lot of base paints these days, to be honest. I mostly use contrast, but yellow is such a weak color, and I wanted to use the Striking Scorpion green to save time, so I decided to just go over all of the banding. So then I'll go in with the Averland Sunset and base coat in all those bits that I require to be yellow. I did forget about some bits on his back as I was going through, so I had to go back and repaint them. So do the normal Where's Waldo thing, make sure you pay attention and try and find all the different parts. I struggle a little bit sometimes with painting all the new miniatures because I like to go to the 360 website, or 360 model of it on the Games Workshop website to look at the back of it and stuff, but these models aren't on the website yet, so, well, at the time of me painting this. So sometimes it can be a little tricky and a little annoying, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. Okay, after that's on all those are fully dry, I grabbed a Nuln Oil and coated the entire model in Nuln Oil to shade it down, darken it up, and add some nice shadow effect to the recesses. And also, while that's drying, I'm going to do some work on the base as well. But while that's all drying and I'm getting the base done on this awesome miniature, I think it's time to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is, once again, the awesome hobby shop Air Hobbies, which is an independent stockist here in Ireland that stocks, honestly, a colossal range of products in their store. Whether you want things like grass tufts or dice, or whether you want RPG books or games, board games, you want Tamiya paints, you want Airfix models, they literally are jam-packed with all the cool things you can think of. And they add new ranges of miniatures and stuff to their collection every single week. So it has never been a better time to keep checking in on their website to see what new goodies they have. My favorite aspect of them is that they have if you spend €60 or more on their website, you get free next day delivery here in Ireland. Obviously, this is an awesome option for all you guys out there who are living in Ireland. If you are living outside of Ireland, obviously a lot of my viewers are from England. If you're interested in looking at that, then I am now affiliated with Element Games, and there's links to that below as well. So if you want to save 15 to 25% off buying your awesome new Kill Team box set, either here in Ireland or over in England, the links for both of these awesome places will be down below. Remember, they do very fast delivery, so if you're still looking for Christmas presents, this may still be the perfect option for you guys. So keep that in mind and check them out below. Okay, with the Striking Scorpion now shade dry, and obviously I'm still working on the base, it hasn't dried fully yet, so I'll have to do that a little bit more in the future. Moot Green is then brought in, which I know is a very bright and vibrant green, but it hasn't got the strongest kind of coat. So a lot of the shaded down Striking Scorpion green color will show through, which means you can layer this straight on top and you are going to get a really nice result. I do like how bright and vibrant it is, and it's definitely giving me the right Striking Scorpion vibes. I was a little bit worried when I basically had like 7 greens out on my desk trying to pick the one that was going to be the right tone for this, and I've struggled with it for so long. I originally started mixing Moot Green in with other colors because I thought it was going to be too bright, but then in the end I decided to go for it, and as it dried, obviously it darkened down just a little bit and gave me what I think is the perfect tone for layering up these models. And layer them up I did. Layering for me is quite an enjoyable thing, so doing it on these kind of awesome models is really cool. I think it's another reason I really like Aspect Warriors. It doesn't feel like you're painting an army. Like, that's one of the greatest things about Eldar. Obviously, the range of miniatures is stellar, so beautiful. But you don't have to paint, 70 Space Marines who are all the same color with all the same shoulder trim and all the same bolter. You know what I mean? Like, you get to paint a unit of 3 units of Guardians, and you're like, oh, I'm kind of burnt out on painting Guardians. All right, let's just paint a colorful squad of Harlequins, and now I'm going to paint some Striking Scorpions, and now I'm going to paint an Avatar. It's so many different textures and colors and stuff. Eldar really are an exciting army for anyone who is really into kind of modeling, painting, or hobbying. Corvus Black was brought in to highlight all the black parts on the miniature. So that's all the straps, belts, buckles, guns. Obviously his gnarly Predator dreads and stuff like that as well. And then very carefully around the casing of his chainsword as well. Now I have an issue that sometimes crops up for me is when I'm doing videos and content for you guys. Obviously, like, I've only built this guy so far, so the other 9 models are in a box. And sometimes if I can't find the time, those 9 models get left behind. And I know that actually happened with the last set of Eldar Aspects that got released. Dark Reapers. So I actually only painted up one of them. So 4 other Dark Reapers are in a box somewhere that I really need to dig out and finish off. Otherwise it's going to be a bit ridiculous. So with the black lined up, I managed to finish the base as well. I got some flash kits yellow now, and I'm going to highlight all the banding that is on the armor You don't have to go kind of crazy with this, just a nice little highlight across the kind of more raised parts of it. You don't need to be worried about getting like complete coat here. It's just a nice kind of highlight. The model is really starting to come together now. Now it's time to start highlighting things like the gold. And we are going to do that by using a lead Belcher paint. So if you guys have watched my videos or my content for a long time, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of highlighting up gold and metallics with a silver paint. I think it works a treat. It blends all the different metallic colors together, but doesn't make them look the same. And lead Belcher is usually my weapon of choice. I know it's quite dark, but I just love the color so much. Now, there's a thing I forgot to do earlier when I was doing the metallics, is I forgot to paint the teeth of the chainsword with silver before the black wash. So unfortunately, I did forget to do that, so I will go in and just kind of highlight the teeth now and kind of make it work. But if you guys are following along with this tutorial, I would recommend before you do the Nuln Oil shade across the entire miniature to base coat all of the teeth of the chainsword with a lead Belcher paint as well. Another thing that I'm doing now is while I'm highlighting all the gold and silver parts, I'm also taking all the gemstones that are on this miniature and giving the gemstones a pure coat of the silver. So I'm making sure that is a bright silver paint on all the gemstones and the eye lenses of the helmet. This means that I can just grab contrast paints and finish those two areas off. So for instance, I grab some Talazar blue contrast and paint that over all the blue gemstones that are on this miniature. And obviously this is an X-Arch, so there's 5 or 6 of them scattered around the model. It's a super quick, super easy and effective way of doing gemstones. I know people do like 3 crescent moons with the dot of white and the varnish and all that stuff, and that looks fantastic. And for some things, I might do that. But if I have 10 of these guys to paint, there's no way I'm sitting back and painting 50 gemstones like that. I think that's just a time sink for me. Even for the eyes, all I'm going to do is go to Blood Angel's red contrast and just paint 1 coat in over the eyes. Because I've done some silver on the eyes, it's going to look nice, kind of subtle, but still like glowing eyes. And with that, we have our completed striking Scorpion X-Arch. I really like how he turned out. I know I say that at the end of most videos, but it's genuinely because I'm quite proud of things that I painted. Here's a couple of awesome still images of him. Like I said, I will be trying my best to work on the rest of this 9-man squad sometime soon. At the bare minimum, I'll do the other 4 of the first squad. And then I will be giving you guys a scout video very soon, potentially tomorrow. We'll see how things work out. I would like to get one out for you as soon as possible. Okay guys, and there we have it, a finished striking Scorpion X-Arch, done with some contrast, a little bit of layering. It was a lot of fun to do and I loved it. So I've got obviously the rest of that squad to do. I'm not really sure if I'm going to batch out and do a full batch of 10 of them or if I'm just going to keep it to 5 and maybe hand the other 5 off to someone else. I'm not sure just yet. Usually my aspect warriors stay at the kind of minimum squad size, kind of an elite squad, but you never know. As for the scouts, I will be giving you that video very, very soon. I don't want to leave you guys waiting around, so it might even be tomorrow. We shall see. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a like. Ask me any questions you want in the comments below. I will get back to each and every one of you guys, and please do help me get to 40,000 subscribers by the end of 2023 and smash that button. I'll see you guys in the next video.